Well, hello there and good day. Thank you for joining me. I'm Frost PDP, and today we're going to talk about Stellaris, Crusader Kings 2, Europa Universalis 4, and any other game that fits the Clausewitz engine / plausible real-time strategy game genre, as reflected by the fact that in the top right corner over here you can see a date. It is 2267 in 09, day 27, right? And that's really important because I do have to give some credit to Arumba for talking about this and how Paradox needs to put a calendar type, schedule keeping type of, I don't want to call it a mod, but I definitely want to call it some sort of, if not an expansion, definitely a tool. That would be very useful. And the good news is I can build on this, and I can actually give you and Paradox a very clear, very helpful starting point, and not an analogy, but a really base starting point for them to pursue exactly such a tool. Let me just bring up my browser window here. You will see that we are looking at Kerbal Alarm Clock. Now, this is a very old version of Kerbal Alarm Clock, as evidenced by the fact that it was posted on April 19th, 2013 by Trigger AU, who I'm assuming is Squad staff. Squad is the producers of I guess Squad is the company name. They're the producers of Kerbal Space Program, which is another game which I love watching. I would recommend you watch Scott Manley's channel. He's really amazing. It's a really great game, but I'm not very good at it, so I don't play it. And plus, it's not the kind of game that I play. It's not the kind of vibe that I put forth. It's not pausable, right? So everything's done in. Is it pausable? Jeez, I don't even remember. Ah, man, it's been that long since I've played or even really watched, but it's worth noting that if you just take a look at this, right? It's an alarm clock. You can see that there's a time thing in what is the top left corner, or where I'm wiggling my mouse right now, my cursor. And I really do hope you can see that. In fact, it doesn't seem like you can. Open broadcast software might be lying to me, but if you look, not in the top left corner where it says Trigger AU, but right near where it's about to uncover, where it says warp, you can see that there's time involved. And this is an alarm clock system that you can program to coordinate your maneuvers, to coordinate, when you reach a certain spot in space. And I'm not going to go trying to get into the terms here. This is just a reference point, right? But like when you're at the right place, like Earth time, you can create an alarm based on the time in the Earth alternative universe, aka the real world. So that's real time. So like if you need to set an alarm clock for like, hey, I need to stop playing at 3:30 because I need to get ready to go to work, you can set an alarm clock for that. Well, that's pretty cool. Contracts. If you have a contract to complete a mission, you can create an alarm based on the time of the contract. That's also really cool, right? And I'm sure there are other things. I'm just scrolling through this to see if this has been updated at all, and I don't see any documentation on that. You can check out the mod some more yourself. I just wanted to introduce you to the basics of this because, as you can see, where it says under Rover Skycrane in this image here that I just highlighted, it says alarm time, year 1, day 1, 1 hour, 3 minutes, 55 seconds. And now is when I'm going to switch browser windows and bring you back to Stellaris because I want to point something out. Let's say you have, I don't want to use research assignments because that's a bad example because you get a pop-up when you finish the research assignment. But let's say you want to be notified when a fleet, let's say my military fleet, reaches a certain system. If I were playing Crusader Kings 2, this would be the same as an alarm for if I'm sending men from Paris to Constantinople. I want to know when my troops get to Constantinople. In EU4, I could use the same example, but I'm going to use a different one. If I want to know when my navy goes from Castile to Mexico, when he goes from the Iberian Peninsula to Mexico, right? I want to get a pop-up for when that happens. there should be a thing where you can click this, and instead of going into like playtime, the game will go into an alarm window, very similar to what you see with, I'm going to bring it back up again, with the Kerbal alarm clock system. Very similar. I'd actually say that's exactly how you should do it. You just click the button, it pops up, and it says, what would you like to set an alarm for? And then you could put a date in, or you could put like, you could highlight, maybe, I'm going to go back into the game window, maybe you could have an alarm clock button right here, where you click the button and it says, set an alarm. And it would be like, reach destination. You click reach destination, you go. By the way, don't judge me on how well I'm playing this. This is my first campaign in Stellaris. I'm really enjoying it. I do have a series going on, but it's like, I'm expecting to fail at some point. But the whole concept is, in a game where you have some sort of deity role, where you're either like guiding a spacefaring species through the universe, or you're guiding a bunch of crusaders to the Holy Land to do some very unholy things. Wouldn't it make sense that a semi-divine being might just have an alarm clock, or at least an advisor who can run over and be like, hey guy, it's 3 bells and we need to get the the Navy going. So that's an idea. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. I think this is something that Paradox really should investigate. I think that they could actually make a lot of money on this because, and I'm going to give Grade A Under A some credit here. He pointed out how corporations really exist to make money, and Paradox exists to make money. Let's not be wrong here. They love their games. I've never really met them, but for everything I know about them, they love their games. They're really interested in like making them right, and this would do that, and also make them some money so they can make more games and better improvements. This would be like a nice little $3.99, $4.99 expansion thing for every Paradox game. So EU4, Ck2, Hearts of Iron 4, Stellaris, City Skylines, any other game that they have that has the same sort of time control where you can pause the game. All they have to do is take, especially if it's all under the Clausewitz engine, it's the same sort of system. And all you have to do is put in an alarm clock, make a couple of adjustments here and there, and it'll all work out. It's something they can sell for a couple of bucks, and players can have it. I would buy it, and I'm broke. But for the amount that I play this game, and for the amount that I actually make on YouTube, I know, right? That's scary. Don't talk about that. I actually could, within about a month's time, almost pay for a $3.99 sort of mod that would make my gameplay experience better, my product better, my content better, right? I would actually be a better player with this tool. I might never use it. I might try it and say, like, I hate this, and never use it. And that's okay, too. But I might really like it, and it might really be useful, or it might be situational. You never know. Each player will be different, but having a tool like this, the only place it wouldn't really work is multiplayer, because you really need to commit time to setting an alarm properly, and you really need to be paused to do it. But even then, if you have like a big thing, I don't see why it would be unreasonable to say, hey, I gotta pause something, I gotta set an alarm because I have a major battle that I need to really plan out. So let me know your thoughts. I'd really love to hear them. If you want to see more I almost said the wrong word too early. If you want to see more suggestion videos like this, I make them for Crusader Kings 2 and Stellaris here and there. I don't really play EU4. I'm not really that good at it. I'm not bad, I'm not good. So I don't really make suggestion videos for that, but if it's something that fits the entire Clausewitz engine system, it applies across multiple games. Like, I could seriously just close this and load up Crusader Kings and give you an example from there. But I'm not going to do that, because I think I talked about that in my North Sea Storama series, plug. And I want you to give me your feedback. Please leave me a comment, either on the subreddits that I'm going to post this to, because I'm a spam whore, or on whatever, right, on this video. Please hit the like button if you'd like to see more suggestions like this. If you really don't like it, hit the dislike button. That's your choice, right? That's sort of why they exist. But it does raise the visibility of this suggestion, and I think this is a really good one. I think this is like exactly the sort of thing that Paradox needs to do to really expand their own product line. And, you know, subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Until then, I'm Frost PDP. Thank you for joining me, and as always on this channel, La Paz.